Good morning, class. We today take up the exercises and question answers of the chapter, the first empire, Mauryan Empire. The first exercise, first one, fill in the blanks. Chandragupta's chief minister dash wrote the Arthashastra. The answer is Chanakya.
Chanakya.
Chanakya. Chanakya. Can you tell me the other name of Chanakya? Kautilya.
Ma'am, Kautilya.
Yes. And other name? Vishnugupta. Okay. Next. Number 2. Dash is a part of our national flag. Charkha. Or you can write Chakra. 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 Okay. Number 3. The best known stupas of Ashoka's reign is at Sanchi.
Sanchi.
S-A, yes. Sanchi. Sanchi. Number 4. Ashoka appointed new officials called Dash to preach his Dhamma.
Mahamatras.
Dhamma Mahamatras. The spelling is Dhamma, Dhamma, Dhamma. Mahamatras, Maha, Matras, Matras. Mahamatras. Number 5. The author of Indica is Megasthenes.
Megasthenes.
Yes, please write the spelling Megasthenes. Megasthenes. Number 6. The capital of Mauryan Empire was Patliputra. Patliputra. Number 7. The founder of Mauryan Empire was Chandragupta Maurya.
Alexander.
No. Chandra. Chandra. Gupta. Gupta. Maurya. Maurya. Number 8. The Kalinga War was fought in, please remember this date, 261 BC. Next, number 9. Chandragupta defeated Dhanananda. 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 Number 9. Number 10. Patliputra is situated in Bihar. Bihar. Number 2. Match the following columns. Number 1. Chanakya. It will be matched with Edict. It will be I'm sorry. Number 1. It will be matched with Arthashastra. Okay. 1B. Number 2. Indica. It will be matched with Megasthenes. 2A. Number 3. Ashoka adopted the policy of Dhamma. 3D. Number 4. Ashoka's royal codes were called edict. 4C. Did you get it? And last, Ashoka appointed new officers were called Dhamma Mahamatras. So please check 2A, 1B, 4C, 3D, 5E. Next, state true and false. Number 1, Ashoka's empire included the kingdom of the far or extreme south. True.
False.
True.
True.
Number 2, Seleucus sent the Greek ambassador Megasthenes to the court of Chandragupta Maurya. True. Number 3, the edicts of Ashoka are written in Sanskrit language. Write there false. Underline Sanskrit. Write there Prakrit. So the correct sentence will be the edicts of Ashoka are written in Prakrit language. Prakrit. Number 4, Kalinga was conquered in 281 BC. False.
False.
Underline
Ma'am,
281.
261 BC.
Yes, 261 BC. So the correct sentence will be Kalinga was conquered in 261 BC. Number 5, Chandragupta was the founder of Mauryan dynasty. It is true, but just add Chandragupta Maurya. Write his full name, please. Take the correct answer. Exercise number 4. Founder of the Mauryan Empire was Chandragupta Maurya. 1A. Come to the second one. Ashoka's religion, Dhamma, was based on
Buddhism.
Buddhism. Buddhism 1. 2a. Number 3. Ashoka invaded Kalinga in 261
261
BC.
BC.
Very good. 3a. Number 4. Chanakya was the guru of
Chandragupta
Chandragupta
Maurya.
Maurya. 4c. Indica was written by Megasthenes.
Megasthenes.
5d. Alexander came from
Greece.
Greece. 6b. Now come on to the fifth exercise. Answer the following questions in one or two lines. Who was the founder of the great Mauryan Empire? Write the answer.
Mauryan.
Chandragupta Maurya. Write his dates also. 322 BC to 298 BC was the founder of the great Mauryan Empire. Next, who was Ashoka the Great? Now you will write here only Ashoka the Great, write his date 273 BC to 232 BC was one
Ma'am,
of
please
the
repeat.
greatest Mauryan ruler and successor of Bindusara. Bindusara. Bindusara.
Ma'am, please repeat this answer.
It is getting recorded. Question number 3. What do you understand by Dhamma? Right, page 67. Up to page 67. Can you see Ashoka's Dhamma? Mark. Ashoka's Dhamma had a simple philosophy. It was an essence of all the religions. After that, come to the last line of this. Dhamma is the Prakrit version of Dharma. This is your answer 5.3. Coming to 5.4, what is the importance of Ashoka's edict? Page 68. Come to Ashoka's edict. Right. From the edicts of Ashoka, we know about his character, his dhamma, administration, and about Buddhism, his personal religion. Till here is your answer 5.4. Coming to 5.5. Name the books that are the main sources for the study of the Mauryas. Page 65. Come here. Can you see literature? Mark. Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador, after that, Mark wrote an account of the life of the people and the administration of Chandragupta Maurya in his book named Indika. Number 2, in the same period, Kautilya wrote Arthashastra, a famous book on politics and art of government. The book tells us how a king should rule effectively. This is your answer 5.5. Coming to exercise 6, answer the following in short. Just a second. Let me settle. Yeah. Write a short note on Alexander the Great, page 64. Come to this Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, Alexander was the king of Macedonia, Greece. He wanted to conquer the whole world. Marching through the northwest passes, he entered India. Ambi joined the invader and gave him presents. After that, leave two lines, then come here. Porus was Not a coward like Ambi, he fought Alexander till the very last, but was taken a prisoner. Alexander admired his bravery. He not only returned his kingdom, but also added more provinces to it. Alexander now marched up to the river Bias in Punjab. Here his soldiers refused to go further and fight. Leave 2, 3 lines, come to the last. At last he decided to go back. He appointed Greek governors in Punjab before he left. He died in 323 BC at Babylon at the age of 32. Marked, this is your answer 6-1. Coming to 6-2. Who was Seleucus? What were his terms of surrender to Chandragupta Maurya? Page 65. Can you see war with Seleucus? In 305 BC, Seleucus, the Greek general of Alexander, tried to conquer the territories which Chandragupta had annexed. So he invaded Punjab, but Chandragupta Maurya gave him a crushing defeat and Seleucus had to surrender. He gave Afghanistan and Baluchistan to Chandragupta. He also gave his daughter in marriage to the Mauryan emperor. Besides, he sent the Greek ambassador Megasthenes to the royal court at Patliputra. This is your answer 6-2. Coming to 6-3. Indicate three main sources of history of the Mauryan period. Right here, page 65 plus, write the third one first. There are three sources. Write the third one. I will give you the first and second, which are given on page 65. Write Buddhist and Jain texts. Before that, you will write page 65. Come to page 65. And have you seen this answer 5-5? This is also for 6-3. Whatever you have marked is also for 6-3. I will quickly read out. Megasthenes, the Greek ambassador, wrote an account of the life of the people and the administration of Chandragupta Maurya in his book named Indica. In the same period, Kautilya wrote Arthashastra, a famous book on politics and the art of government. The book tells us how a king should rule effectively. Third one, Buddhist and Jain texts. Coming to answer 6-4. State two causes of the downfall of the Mauryan Empire. Page 70. Come to this downfall of the Mauryan Empire. Leave the first line. Come from here. 1. Can you see 1 written here? One was that the successors of Ashoka could not control the empire, which was too large. Perhaps enough taxes could not be collected to maintain the large army with so many officers. A series of foreign attacks from the northwest also weakened the empire. This is your answer 6-4. Coming to 6-5, write two important features of the pillars of Ashoka. Page 68. Eight seconds. Features, yes. Come to moral teaching. Number 1, advised the people to be kind, to speak the truth, and not to kill any living being. Number 2, also tells us about the greatness of Ashoka and what he did for his subjects, whom he loved like his own children. This is your 6-5. Okay? And you will write something like this. Two important features of the pillars of Ashoka are, and then you'll go on and write 1 and 2. Now, question number 6. Give two reasons for the prosperity of the Mauryan Empire. Come to page 69. Number 1. Majority of people were farmers and lived happily in the villages. Number 2. But those living in the cities were prosperous. Patliputra, Takshila, Ujjain, and Broch had become important trading centers. Markets in other cities were always full of full of different merchandise. Trade flourished in the country. The inland routes connected the cities both in the north and in the south. Besides, India had a flourishing trade with Rome, Egypt, Ceylon, and China. Till here only. Okay? 6. Now, question number 6, 7. Where did Ashoka send his mission to? Page 68, page 69. Can you see mission? You'll write Ashoka convened the third Buddhist council at Patliputra. The council decided to send missionaries to other countries. Such missions were sent to kings of Ceylon, Syria, Egypt, Burma, Siam, etc. The Ceylonese mission was sent under Ashoka's son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra. Some of the missionaries were also sent to the Himalayan regions and the independent kingdoms of the far south. This is your 6, 7. Come to question number 7. Who was Chandragupta Maurya? How did he lay the foundation of the Mauryan dynasty? Page 64, 65. Come on, come to the last part here. In Punjab, the Greek governors were fighting for power. In this confusion, a young Kshatriya, Chandragupta of the Maurya clan of Pephalivana, led a revolt of the people against the Greeks. Soon after, he overthrew the unpopular Nanda kings with the help of Chanakya. After that, you'll write about Chandragupta Maurya. In the 4th century BC, Magadha was governed by a Nanda dynasty ruler, Dhanananda, who was weak and unpopular. Chandragupta took advantage of his weakness and, with the help of an intelligent Brahman Chanakya, he overthrew the Nandas and established the first empire in India, known as the Mauryan Empire. This is your 7-1 mark. After that, come to 7-2. Question is, the Kalinga War was the turning point in the life of Ashoka. Explain. Come to page 66 and 67. Right, 66 and 67 and come to it. Mark from here. In 261 BC, he, you'll write Ashoka. Ashoka attacked and conquered the kingdom of Kalinga, or Odisha as you call it at present. This, this was the famous Kalinga War. In this war, thousands were killed and many more were wounded. Ashoka could not bear the sight of suffering. This bloodshed changed the course of his life. He decided not to wage war in future and embraced Buddhism. He now devoted himself to the spread of Dhamma, that is, morality and piety. This is your 7-2. Till here. Coming to 7-3. How did Ashoka promote Buddhism? Page 68. a second. Come to this spread of Buddhism. Can you see it? Now, mark Ashoka. This whole paragraph is your answer. Just mark. Ashoka showed great interest in Buddhism, a religion of love, peace, and non-violence. He totally gave up hunting and killing of animals. He undertook religious tours, dharma yatras. He went on pilgrimages to Lumbini, Kapilavastu, Bodhgaya, and Sarnath, the holy places connected with the life of Buddha. He made Buddhism the state religion. He always stood as the defender of his religion. He laid down certain rules for the monks and nuns to follow. He built a large number of monasteries for the Buddhist monks and nuns.
Excuse
This
me,
is,
ma'am.
yes,
Ma'am, our bio teacher has sent the link.
just wait on. 2 hours left. Write 10 sentences on the art and architecture of Mauryan. Page 70. Come on. Now they want 10 sentences. I will be only giving 6. You need not worry about it. Number 1, Ashoka was a great builder. Number 2, he built cities, palaces, stupas, monasteries, caves, and pillars. Number 3, he is said to have founded the city of Srinagar and Devapattam. Number 4, the royal palaces of the Mauryans were the finest. Then leave that. Then come to number 5, the stupas at Sachi and Baharut are beautiful monuments of his reign. And number 6, besides, he built monuments and caves near Gaya for the monks, both Buddhists and Jains. This is your answer, 7-4. Come to 7-5. Give an account of the salient features of Ashoka's reign. Now, in general, this answer I want you all to write on your own. Now, listen what you'll write. You will talk about Ashoka as a king. Then you will talk in 1 or 2 lines that he fought the war of the Kalinga War in 261 BC, which was a turning point. From that time, he gave up wars and he devoted himself to the spread of Dhamma and morality and piety, a life of that is morality and piety. Then you will talk, he spread his Dhamma, which was the essence of all religions, through Dharma Mahamantras. Then you will talk of the various edicts which were written in Prakrit so that the common people could understand. His moral teachings included that people should be kind, they should speak the truth, not to kill animals and living beings. He also treated his people as his own children. He tried to spread Buddhism by traveling to places like Lumbini, Kapilavastu, Bodhgaya, and Sarnath. He also sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra for spreading the Buddhist religion to other countries like Ceylon, Syria, Egypt, Burma, and Siam, etc. He had religious tolerance. He gave respect to all the religions. His prime motive was to serve the people. He treated them with open arms. He opened hospitals for both men and animals. Medical herbs and drugs were supplied. He looked after for monasteries and pathshalas so that education could be given to the masses. Sanskrit as well as Prakrit were the languages in his court. Trade and commerce flourished. People were happy. Markets in all the cities were full of different merchandise. Thus, we can say there was complete peace and prosperity during the reign of Ashoka, and the country was not disturbed by any foreign invasion. Now, children, I have dictated this whole answer because it was the crux of